Lights, camera, action.
Look at my drip, my sauce. Look at my drip, my sauce. Look at my drip when I walk. Look at my drip when I walk. Look at my drip, my sauce. Look at my drip, my sauce. Look at my drip when I walk. Look at my drip when I walk. Ballin', got a bad bitch in Boston, she callin'. I'm like, baby, damn, you stalking Jordan. You know what I'm sporting.
Come on, turn me up, let's go. What's up, guys? It's Branden Wilson here, back again for another video. I'm actually in the movie room, just straight chilling. Got the popcorn machine for some good old popcorn. Got the fridge for some snacks. Of course, got the screen to watch the movies. If you guys know any good movies I should watch, let me know in the comment section. I'm a big movie fan, so just let me know. But the main reason why we're here is because you guys wanted me to do a Q&A to see who really Branden Wilson is, what he likes to do, this and that. So today I'm going to show you all of that so you get a better understanding of who I am, what I like to do, my hobbies, this and that. So without further ado, let's get straight to it. All right, before we get started, I just want to say if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Stay updated with me and what I upload, as well as follow my Instagram. It will be right here. Trying to get to 10K, so help me with the follow. And I appreciate everyone who submitted a question to me on my Instagram. I tried to get all the questions, but I wasn't able to get all of them. But I appreciate all y'all. All right, let's get into it. So the first question is, how old are you and when is your birthday? So I'm currently 22 years old right now. I know I don't really look it. I got a baby face, but it's all good. But my birthday is November 5th, 1998. I'm a Scorpio too. That's the best sign. Next question. Where were you born and raised? I was born in Los Angeles, California. Hawthorne to be exact. I lived there for a couple years and then moved to Orange County and grew up there majority of my life. All right, next question. How did you start playing lacrosse? Good question. I was in the 6th grade, and I was playing football and basketball. Those were my two main sports I was playing, and a bunch of my friends on my football team were also playing lacrosse, and they were telling me about it, how cool of a sport it is. It's just like football kind of with contact, but it's also with sticks, and they were telling me about it and hyping it up. And I didn't listen at first. I was like, yeah, it sounds cool, this and that. And a couple months passed, and I was at one of my good friend's house, Hunter Neal, and we were just kicking it, and his dad came in, Marshall Neal. Big shout out to you guys if you guys are watching this. Was like, you guys want to go to the park and throw around the lacrosse ball? And we were like, yeah, sure, why not? So we get to the park, and we start throwing around. We're probably around like 5 yards from each other, and they're throwing it to me. I'm missing it. I'm trying to throw it. Because if you guys haven't played lacrosse before, it's super hard to pick up for the first time. So I was trying to get the hang of it. And after about like 10 minutes, I started getting the hang of it, kind of. Been able to throw and catch. And then they start backing up. So I'm like, oh, shoot, here we go. And they start backing up. And we're probably about like 15 yards from each other now. And Hunter and Marshall start throwing it. And then Marshall, Hunter Neal's dad, is like, Branden, catch this. And he throws like a sidearm pass. It's probably going like anywhere from 25 to 30 miles an hour straight at me. And I'm like, oh, shoot. And I try to catch it, but it hits me right in the eye. And after that moment, I was like, the heck with lacrosse. Like, I'm done with that. Because a lacrosse ball is like 10 times harder than a softball. So if you get hit by one coming at like a decent amount of speed, it's gonna hurt. And it hit me right in the eye. I got a black eye. They came running over and they were like, you good? And I was like, yeah, I'm done. Take me home. I don't even want to play this anymore. I wasn't crying though, so get that out of your head. But after about a couple minutes, they're like, okay, we'll take you home. So they took me home. And then when I was getting out of the car, they were begging me, you know, take a backup stick, play around with it, see if you really like it. And they kept telling me when I was getting out of the car. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. Why not? And I'd say a couple days passed and I picked it back up in my backyard and just started playing around with it and throwing around with it. And before you knew it, I fell in love with it and started playing. And next question, was lacrosse your favorite sport growing up? It actually wasn't. Football was my main sport. I love football ever since I started it. And I always wanted to go to college and play football, but my dad was saying, despite your size, it's going to be a lot harder for you, this and that. Lacrosse has way more opportunities for you because it's a growing sport, and size and weight isn't the biggest priority to be a lacrosse player. So he was always telling me that, this and that. And then it wasn't until probably high school when I really got serious about lacrosse, and I was like, okay, I can actually go somewhere with this. And then I ended up loving it, and eventually now it's my favorite sport. All right, next question. Best lacrosse players you played with throughout your whole career? Ooh, good question. I've played against and with some of the best players in all of the country. I've been to some of the best tournaments and showcases, from Nike Blue Chip to Maverick Showtime, and I've also played against some of the best college teams in the whole country. But out of those, I'd for sure say there's two players to me. They're actually brothers. It's the DeMayo brothers, Nick DeMayo, number 55 on Maryland, and Anthony DeMayo, number 16 on Maryland. For sure them. Just the way they could shoot, they're so accurate. They're both like Mac O'Keefe shooters. The way they could pass, and then their IQ was crazy. And if you guys know lacrosse, you guys definitely know of the DeMayos. So yeah, big shout out to them. They also helped me improve my game a lot playing with them, especially playing against them. So big shout out to them. Why did you choose Utah? Another good question. I chose Utah. One of the big reasons why I chose Utah was because it was on the West Coast and I wanted to be close to home. Another big reason was they're a new program. I wanted to be a part of something special, and Utah is truly special. What they stand for, how their programs run, the whole coaching staff, the whole atmosphere. It's truly something special there. So I made the best decision of my life going there. Another reason I wanted to go there is because they're a big school, big football school. I love football. But yeah, I feel like those are the main reasons why I chose Utah. How do you like Utah? I personally love it. I think it's one of the greatest decisions I've ever made in my life, or one of them for sure. If you guys haven't been to Utah, first, the scenery is astonishing. It's beautiful seeing all 4 seasons, from summer to fall to winter to spring. You see everything. It's a super outdoorsy state. I'm not the most outdoorsy person, but it definitely changed me. Now I like being outdoor and doing outdoor activities. But there's just a lot of things about Utah that you don't get in other states and other places. So I really do like Utah. And if you haven't been, I highly suggest you to go to either ski or snowboard, or even go during the summer. There's lots of activities to do and this and that. Favorite place to eat in Utah? This is the one thing bad about Utah. To me personally, I'm from California. I love food, and I don't think Utah has a lot of food options, but that's just me. I like to eat out a lot. My favorite place to eat, if you don't know me, then you don't know the answer to this question, but for sure is Benihana's. That's my favorite place. I've been going to Benihana since I was like 8. My dad put me on in my family to that place. So I go there at least once every 2 weeks at least. So definitely Benihana's. Favorite meal to eat? I'm gonna say homemade. My mom's enchiladas, but it has to be red sauce enchiladas. Has to be. This girl I was talking to told me she likes enchiladas, but with green sauce. I hadn't talked to her since she said that. Like, what? No, red sauce. Comment below if you like red sauce or green sauce enchiladas. What are some of your favorite things to do? Some of my favorite things to do is definitely work out. I love working out, playing lacrosse, dressing up. Like I would dress up to chill at my house. Like I love clothes. That's one way how I can express myself, through clothes. Watch movies, kick it with my family, kick it with some friends, sightsee new places, and just meet new people, I'd say, for the most part, are some things I like to do. How is it having 3 PLL players as your coaches? It's really cool. It's a cool experience because they're the best in the world when it comes to lacrosse, all 3 of them. So you really get like the best advice and the best coaching staff for the most part. You know, they're super competitive, all 3 of them, and they want you to perform at your best every single day. So it brings the best out of you having them 3 as your coaches. And you just learn a lot. You learn a lot through them coaching you as well as you watching them. So it's very cool. And sometimes they suit up with us. So that's always super fun. Coach Manny is actually the defensive coordinator. So whenever I'm scoring or doing this, I'll always let them know and I'll be chirping them. So it's always a fun atmosphere having them as their coaches, and it just brings the best out of you. Favorite color? My favorite color for sure is red. I don't know, ever since I was a young kid, that was my favorite color. Just the way how bright it was and how it stood out. Favorite type of music? Good question. Before I get into that, one thing about music, I need music. Like, that's just who I am. It's always gonna be a part of me. Like, my family gets so annoyed with me because I always need to be listening to music, whether it's on my phone, from the sound system, whatever. Like, I always need music playing. It's super healing to me, and it helps me get through any moods. I could be sad or happy and this and that, and it always helps me. So shout out to music. But my favorite type of music, I like all types of music, from today's rap to old school R&B, like early 2000s, 90s. I like reggae, jazz, house music, African music. My boy Sam Jacana put me onto that, so shout out to him. But I like all types of music. You know, whatever has a good rhythm and anything you can dance to, I like it. Favorite movie? Ooh, I'd say, I'll give you guys a couple. Number 1 though is The Founder. It's how McDonald's got started, like Ray Kroc, how he founded McDonald's and how he got it started and this and that. If you guys haven't watched it, it's a really good movie. Another good movie, or another favorite movie of mine is Wolf of Wall Street. Definitely a good movie. I say Transformers. Ever since I was a young kid and I watched it around like middle school, I'd say, I fell in love with it. Oh, actually, Transformers and Planet of the Apes, for sure. Do you have any tattoos? Good questions. Personally, I do not have any tattoos. There's a saying I go by, you don't put bumper stickers on a Ferrari. So, but truly, I've never had really the desire to get any tattoos. Yeah, they look cool and this and that, but I don't know. Something would have to mean something really, really special for me to get it permanent on my body. And I just feel like it's the wave, it's the thing that's hot right now, that everybody's getting tattoos. But I think that will eventually play out, and you know, all those people who got it will kind of regret it. But at the same time, who am I to judge? And another reason, my dad always told me, he has some tattoos and he always says, keep your body pure. So that's another reason, just keep my body pure. So yeah, craziest thing you have done. I think the craziest thing I've done was on my 18th birthday. I wanted to do something special, something I could, you know, cherish and remember forever. So I went skydiving for my 18th. I called probably at least like 8 of my friends and I was like, yo, for my 18th, let's go skydiving. I'll drive, this and that. And all of them were like, no, like, I'm scared. You want to jump out of a plane? You're crazy, this and that. And I was like, man, the heck with y'all. Like, I'm going to do it I'm going to do it by myself or whatever. And my parents were even like, you know, you sure you want to do that? Like, do something else. Like, and I was like, no, like, I'm going to skydive. I'm going to jump out of a plane, either with people I know or by myself. Like, it's happening. So I finally got two of my close friends to come with me, and they were on the edge with it at first, and then once we got there, it was all good. And then once we all boarded the plane, they started getting nervous, but by then you can't back out. But I was never nervous. Like once I got in the plane, I was laughing, I was smiling. You can even ask two of my closest friends, Daniel and Andrew, if you guys are watching this. I appreciate you guys. They could tell you I wasn't scared at all. And it was probably the craziest experience I've had in my life. Just the thrill of jumping out of a plane. I remember when I first jumped out, like the instructors are behind you, so you have someone who deploys the parachute and this and that. But on two, they push you up because on three, they know people are gonna get scared and not jump. So they push you out on two. And I remember just free falling for like 4 or 5 seconds, and I kind of like blacked out because like my brain couldn't register that. So I remember just blacking out, and then we started going faster, and I remember just looking up and just looking all around, and it was crazy. But probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. I want to do more things like that. I eventually want to bungee jump, but that's kind of scary, so we'll see. What's one thing on your bucket list that you want to do? Good question. For sure, is travel to another country and see a professional soccer game. Either women's or men's, it doesn't matter, but I definitely want to see that in person. Just the atmosphere and the culture behind soccer is crazy and thrilling, and I just want to experience that one time and just get a feel for it. So definitely going to another country and seeing a professional soccer game. Favorite pair of shoes? I'll say favorite pair of shoes that I have. I'd say I'm a sneakerhead. I wouldn't say I'm over the top, but I'm a sneakerhead. I'd say my favorite pair of shoes are the Jordan 1 Satin Reds. How often do you work out? I say on the off season, like when I'm not in lacrosse, in the summer, it just depends. I try to do at least 4 times a week. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 6, but it just depends. But minimum about 4. When we're in season, I think it's about like 3 or 4, just depending on, how we feel and our schedule and our games. But about like 3 to 4 during season and throughout like our whole school year. And then in the off season, about like 4 or 5, I'd say. All right, favorite college lacrosse memory. I'd say for sure this past season's double overtime game winner that I had against Boston University. That's definitely my favorite college lacrosse memory. Something I'll never forget. But one thing about that, throughout my whole career at Utah, my freshman year we had a overtime game, my sophomore year as well as my junior year, and we lost all 3 of them. So when we played Boston University and we were in overtime, I was like, all right, give me the ball. Like, I'd rather us lose and it being my fault and I'm the one to blame than someone else being the reason to blame. So, right when that happened, I called for the ball and did my little move, and it worked out for the best. So, favorite thing to cook. If you guys don't know me, I love to cook. I can really chef it down in the kitchen. If you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen. But my favorite thing to cook, definitely tostadas. I make some mean tostadas. I make a good cheeseburger. And definitely enchiladas, I'd say, are probably my favorite 3 things to make. I'm actually doing a cooking vlog of some of my favorite things to cook. So be on the lookout for that. Comment below some things that you'd like me to see cook, and I'll try to get all of them for you guys. So be on the lookout for that. 2 people, dead or alive, who you'd want to have dinner with. Number 1, I'd have to go with Michael Jackson. I'm a big fan of Michael Jackson. His music and his dance moves, and just how unique it was at the time, still is to this day. I would just like to sit down and, pick apart his brain, just his thought process, his work ethic, and, how he was able to do it his way. So definitely Michael Jackson. Maybe Jeff Bezos, I'd say. Just the way he was able to create Amazon and his work ethic as well. And just the way he was able to create wealth for himself and his family and for the whole world because he donated so much money. So definitely those 2, I'd say. If you could live anywhere, where would it be? I'd say in the States, definitely California. I'm a California kid, so can't go wrong in California. Southern California though, but to be even more exact, I'd say maybe like Malibu or Beverly Hills and like Los Angeles. If I were saying like the whole world, like Spain or Tokyo or Europe, I'd say maybe those places. If you were to pass today, what would you want to be remembered by? You guys are making me think. Someone who always had a smile on their face, someone who wanted the best for others, someone who lived life to the fullest and created tons of memories and with friends and family and strangers as well. Someone who just never let any obstacles get in his way of what he truly wanted to do and be, I'd say. So that was it for the Q&A. Hope all you guys enjoyed that video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated with me and more posts and videos like this. And also follow my Instagram. It'll be right here. I'm trying to get to 10K. So help me with the follow. I appreciate all you guys. I hope all you guys have a great day. I'm Branden Wilson and I'm out. Peace.